My son's betrayal ignited my triumph. My son's vicious defense of his wife in the home I forged with decades of toil lit a fire in me to reclaim my legacy and my life. Morning light filtered through the stained glass window of my bungalow's kitchen as I polished my grandmother's silver teapot, a ritual of solace. My son, Lucas, stormed in, eyes blazing. "Don't you dare scold my wife in our house," he shouted. His wife, Nora, leaned against the counter, her smirk sharp as a blade. My bungalow, built with 35 years of relentless work, was now theirs? I stood frozen, the teapot heavy in my hands, as if struck. Lucas, the boy I'd raised through grief and grit, was casting me out for a woman he'd known for 18 months. It started over a trivial act. Nora had rearranged my rose garden, uprooting blooms I'd nurtured for decades. When I asked her to consult me, she snapped, "This is my home now, too." I explained the roses needed sunlight, but Lucas erupted, accusing me of attacking his wife. At 68, I was Evelyn Harper, a widow who'd turned a dirt patch into a sanctuary. Now my son treated me like a trespasser. I grew up in a village where mothers were honored, their voices sacred. At 20, I moved to the city with my late husband, Thomas, and newborn Lucas. With $1,500 and a dream, we bought a barren lot. Thomas hauled bricks. I baked bread for markets and mended clothes at night. After his death in a warehouse collapse, I raised Lucas and his sister, Grace, alone, juggling 3 jobs, dawn shifts at a bakery, daytime cleaning, evening tailoring. Every cent built this bungalow, its oak floors, its garden. Lucas was my pride, studious, gentle. I sold my mother's heirloom necklace to fund his architecture degree. His graduation was my triumph. Grace, now a nurse, visited often with small gifts. But Lucas changed after meeting Nora, a 32-year-old event planner with a polished smile and cold eyes. She scanned my home like it was a fixer-upper, her gaze dismissing my hand-stitched Kurt. Nora began reshaping my space, moving vases, swapping my drapes for gaudy ones. When I asked Lucas to intervene, he said, "Nora lives here, too. She deserves comfort." My comfort, it seemed, was irrelevant. She hosted loud gatherings, her friends sipping my tea while eyeing my furniture with pity. I overheard Nora call my home outdated, saying they'd need a modern place for kids. Lucas stayed silent. One evening, I confronted them. "This is my home. We need rules." Nora laughed. "If you're unhappy, Evelyn, find somewhere else." Lucas said nothing, his silence cutting deeper than words. I felt invisible in the house I'd built. That night, I decided no more. I wouldn't beg for respect in my own home. Friday, they went out as usual. I called a locksmith. For $200, he changed every lock. Grace supported me, saying, "You're not wrong, Mom." They crossed a line. I stayed that night, heart pounding, knowing a storm was coming. At midnight, Lucas banged on the door. "Mom, open up." "What's this?" Nora shouted. "This is petty." I stayed silent, feeling power return to me. Saturday, Lucas called, voice raw. "Mom, we're at a motel. We need our things." I replied, "Apologize for disrespecting me and we'll talk." He hesitated. "Nora's my wife. I can't betray her." I said, "Then you've made your choice." He hung up, defeated. By Monday, Grace learned Nora was spreading lies, claiming I'd always hated her. I called my lawyer, Miss Torres, who confirmed the bungalow was solely mine. I canceled Lucas's access to my accounts, small savings I'd shared. Wednesday, Lucas appeared alone, haggard. "Mom, I'm sorry for yelling. Can we come back?" I asked, "Where's Nora?" He admitted she refused to apologize, believing I was the problem. I stood firm. "This is my home, Lucas. Respect is non-negotiable." He nodded, eyes wet. "I'll talk to her." Days later, Nora called, voice strained. "Evelyn, I was wrong to move your roses and dismiss you. I felt threatened. You're so important." To Lucas. Her honesty surprised me.
"Come alone," I said.
That afternoon, Nora arrived. No makeup, holding daisies.
I'm sorry, Evelyn.
I was insecure, afraid I'd never measure up. I'll respect your home. Her tears seemed real. We talked, her fractured childhood, her fear of losing Lucas. I saw a chance for change. We set rules. My home, my decisions, changes discussed, respect first. Lucas returned, apologetic, promising to balance loyalties. They moved back, Nora helping with chores, Lucas sharing stories again. 6 months later, my roses bloomed, and my bungalow felt like home. I'd risked losing my son to reclaim my dignity, and won back both.